And welcome back to the Boom Boom Room, 1240 WBBW, 96.7 WLLF throughout the country via your favorite listening app. And ladies and gentlemen, Ray is taking a day off, but I'm doing the heavy lifting, and it's an honor to be able to talk to this next gentleman. Kansas will be performing at the Robbins Theater in beautiful downtown Warren on July 11th. This is the vocalist. This is the lead singer. This is Ronnie Platt. Ronnie, welcome to the Boom Boom Room.
Thank you so much. It is my honor to be in the Boom Boom Room. I just excited about it.
Hey, you are Youngstown and Warren through and through, Ronnie. And what I mean by that is blue collar. You spent much of your adult life as a truck driver. Is there a big difference, life in an 18-wheeler and life on a tour bus? And part two of that question is, do you ever want to drive?
It's exactly the same. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I've had a charmed life because I really enjoyed driving a truck, but I've lived a double life. I've been a musician my entire life, and for more than 25 years, I drove an 18-wheeler around the beautiful streets of Chicago.
Oh, man.
And, you want a job that's going to give you some thick skin?
Oh,
try
man.
driving a truck when it's 15 below zero and there's a 20-mile-an-hour wind coming off the lake in the wintertime, and then in the summertime you've got 95% humidity. It's 95 degrees outside, and your air conditioning isn't working.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm saying about your blue-collar roots, man, that is, did you also load and unload?
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. One of my jobs is, I was a subcontractor, and I got paid by how much I did. So if you wanted to move and make money, you had to unload yourself. You couldn't sit in the dock and wait for someone to take care of you. I did it all myself. I'm telling you, I've rolled many of 55-gallon drums off my truck by hand, let me tell you. It's amazing I don't have back problems.
Seriously, Ronnie, that is something I really mean this. You should be proud of, because you know what it's like to be down on the street level with everybody else, man. And I commend you for that. I think that is a very, very cool part of your life. But since 2014, man, you've been the voice of Kansas and replacing Steve Walsh. Now, that could not have been an easy putt for you.
No, not at all. And it still just kind of twitches my brain to think that I've, filled the shoes of Steve Walsh, which it really could never be done. And I do have a homework assignment for you that I will tell you about in a minute.
Okay.
But, I've always said that I attribute the development of my voice from trying to emulate my idols. Number one, Steve Walsh, Steve Perry, Lou Gramm, Brad Delp, John Anderson, even Geddy Lee. Mm-hmm. Listen to Geddy Lee on the album Caress of Steel. His voice is amazing.
Yeah.
They all had a hand in the development of my voice, but I always gravitated towards Kansas. I was always this giant Kansas fan, and my friends knew it, and because my friends knew it, it's how I ended up in the band. Really a crazy story.
Well, in early April, there was a skit with Jack Black on Saturday Night Live. And I'm telling you, Ronnie, it was a riot. A group of husbands, for those of you who have not seen it, you can see it on YouTube. A group of husbands who have nothing in common with each other. They start vocalizing on Carry On My Wayward Son. I'm thinking this will be the new I Need More Cowbell for this decade.
Exactly.
I'm sure your phone lit up after that skit.
Like a Christmas tree. Like a fireworks display on the 4th of July.
Did you have any idea that was going to be happening? And I have run into so many younger folks who are they just love that skit. And I have a feeling it's just beginning. I think that ball is just rolling, man.
Well, just for the record, I am not going to be wearing any of those outfits on stage. that we will not be emulating. But yeah, it's crazy. It just goes to show again the influence that Kansas has had. And I don't call Kansas classic rock anymore.
Yeah,
I think that is a bad term. I have rebranded it as timeless rock.
Amen.
Because it really is. And to think that, Saturday Night Live now, and I'm sure Jack had a lot to do with the picking of the song. To think that they would pick Wayward Son, a song that came out in 1976, to do in today. But you think of the timeline of when it came out and it was big, and and then Guitar Hero came out and Wayward Son was on Guitar Hero, and all the kids were playing Wayward Son then. And then of course we got to throw a lot of kudos to the TV show Supernatural that unofficially adopted Wayward Son as the theme song, really introduced us to a much younger crowd. So it's wild for me to look at our audience now and see, the people that were the band's original fans. Think about it. If you were 18, 19, 20 years old in 1976, do the math. But, their kids became Kansas fans, and their grandkids are now Kansas fans. And it's so rewarding and exciting for me to look out in the audience, and I see teenage kids, and they're really into the music. They're not just sitting there twiddling their thumbs going, "Hey man, when are they going to play Wayward Son?" They're really in. They're really into the band and the musicianship. And there's no way you could see this band now and not be spellbound, because the musicianship is just over the top.
Ronnie Platt is with us. He is not only a former truck driver, he's a tremendous lead vocalist. Biggest thing that has happened in your life, Ronnie, you're a cancer survivor. And you had quite a scare in 2025 with thyroid cancer. How's everything going? I heard nothing but positive. And how has that changed your life?
It's so crazy to think that, I was in my ENT's office, and, he shows me the sheet of paper that has 6 different levels, of, being from benign all the way to malignant being number 6. And I'm, and I'm looking at the sheet, and I'm like, okay, what am I, doc? And he goes, well, you're number 6.
Man,
you really? You're telling me I have full-blown malignant thyroid cancer? It's like everything, nothing else is in existence but that moment, and the first thing that went through my mind was, how much time do I have?
Yeah.
Do I have months to live, 6 months to live, a year to live? It's really such a sobering moment, but I got to write a book about this story, because
you're not kidding, man.
It's just so crazy that how things happened that just fell into play, that were just so bizarre, and how I got my surgery moved up 3 months ahead of schedule, and was back on stage with Kansas 1 month after my surgery.
Unbelievable
is right when my ENT originally told me it could be 6 months to a year before I even got my voice back. It's like I've won the lottery like 5 times in a row, really. With just having a blessed life, and then getting the job in Kansas, and not only, being able to be a member of the band, but, I won the lottery again by, Kansas putting out a new studio album that I sang on, and then to win the lottery again, to be able to be a contributing writer to Kansas music. And Kansas lyric. I mean, it's beyond my wildest dreams. And then to have such a turn of bad luck with thyroid cancer, and have it and be able to. It's so crazy. It just seems like a short blip in time to me now.
Right.
So it really is something, and
you enjoy every day a lot more, don't you, Ronnie?
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
You do. It really gives you a new perspective on life, and to think now I'm approaching my 12-year anniversary and approaching my 900th show with Kansas.
You know, when you first joined the band, I heard that you were told, we're going to do like 60, 70 shows a year. Here you are coming back, and the next thing you know, you're doing 100 plus. Yeah, you went right into my brother. You went right into the deep end, didn't you?
I will give you the numbers exactly. When I first met with Phil and Rich, our very first meeting, which for the first 5 minutes we talked business, and the next 3.5, 4 hours was just telling stories and laughing our butts off. But they said, you know, we'd like to do between 45 and 60 dates a year, and I'm like, oh, I'm cool with that, you know. Yeah. And my first full year with Kansas, which was 2015, we did 98 shows. 98. And we took a break for Christmas and New Year's.
Uh-huh.
It was like January 3rd of 16. I went to Atlanta, and we recorded the Prelude Implicit. 6 weeks, I lived in Atlanta, recording that album. A lot of music written by the absolute genius Zach Risby, one of the present guitar players in the band, just an amazing talent. But spent 6 weeks recording that album. You think we take a break? Nope. Right on the road, from recording the album, right on the road, and in 2016 did 99 shows.
Oh my God.
So we probably would have did if we were in the studio, we probably would have done 120 that year. But we recorded the first studio Kansas album in 16 years.
How has this collaborative songwriting within the group evolved since you first joined? It's an all-in process with everybody involved.
It sure is, you know. And then, of course, you know, it's not a conscious thing, but you know, when you have the maestro, the master of music writing, Mr. Kerry Livgren, to you know, set the bar. You know, gee, no pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's funny. Zach and I, we've always said to each other that, you know, we never sat down with a guitar or piano and said, okay, I'm going to write a Kansas song now.
Yes.
We've been so influenced. Here's the influence word again, right? Hello,
yeah.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We've been so influenced by Kansas our entire lives that we can't help but write something and not have elements of Kansas in it. You're a product of your influence. You know, I've always been a insane prog rocker. You know, Kansas, yes, Genesis, Rush. You know, these were the bands that influenced my writing, especially Kansas. And you can't help but write something and have that original influence come out in you.
Let's face it, in the band, some of the original members have gone through some health issues. What do you see as the future of Kansas? And in my opinion, Kansas will never, ever, ever die.
No, and here's the difference. You know, Kansas, it's about the music, and I always use this as an example because when you think of a band like Aerosmith, who do you instantly think of? You think of Steven Tyler. You
right
think
away.
of Joe Perry.
Yep.
You know, you think of those iconic personalities.
Yep.
The iconic personality in Kansas is music.
Yeah.
It's not the players. And even though the band is made up now of just crazy all-star musicians, it really is the music that's going to carry on And you have to have a level of talent and ability to be in this band, and Kansas demands that. And there are just some phenomenal players out there that I think are going to join the band in the future. Long after I'm gone, like I said, it's not classic rock; it's timeless rock, and it's difficult music to learn and play, but it gives you a sense of pride, and I think that's what attracts other musicians to Kansas music, and why Kansas music will continue to live on.
This show is listened to throughout the entire country, Ronnie, and if anybody out there has the influence, quote unquote, get this freaking band into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There you go. Exclamation point following that. And you will see Ronnie Platt and the band Kansas. Robbins Theater in Warren, Ohio on July 11th. You can get your tickets right now exclusively at robbinstheater.com. This dude is the real deal. Ronnie, the door is always open for you here at the Boom Boom Room.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And now I get to say I've been in the Boom Boom Room. And as always, my message is carry on.